Good morning, world. Good morning, world. Welcome to Personal Lifestyle Determinants of Health, Work Habits Part 2. And I'm going to be focusing on income work mindfulness. And I won't talk about social work mindfulness. That's going to have to be Part 3. But today, I just want to reiterate that, income work is when whatever you do to bring in revenue or income to support your lifestyle. Whether you're self-employed or whether you work for somebody else, whatever gigs you're into that bring in revenue to support your lifestyle is income work. And like I mentioned before, my challenge being a work addict, a workaholic. My solution started with mindfulness. When I started um, applying mindfulness practices, where you are assessing and observing and self-watching everything that you do on a daily basis to gain insight of how you are operating, how you are functioning. And the strange part about it is I had been practicing mindfulness before then, but I sometimes you relapse because you get caught up in the in the minutia of daily living. But this time I needed it because I went to my doctor and she said to me, uh, she had been saying it for a long time, but she said to me, you are going to either have a stroke or a heart attack if you don't get off that treadmill. Now, the choice is yours. You are either going to be in a diaper or you're going to be dead. And all this that you are chasing will always be there because my results, I was borderline diabetic. I had onset of hypertension, and it's hereditary. It runs in my family. And she was like, so here is a note. I need you to go on leave at least 3 months and stop. And it was a rude awakening. And the funny part about income work is, in fact, about just work habits, in general, is it permeates everywhere in your life. You generalize those habits everywhere in your life. I'm not just going to be working hard at work and not be working hard in my personal or social life. It's everywhere. So you can't turn it off, even if it's work that doesn't generate income. That's social work. The other thing is, you get rewarded for it. The recognition, the award, the accolades, the praise. You get rewarded for it, but it's doing harm to your own life. The other thing is, uh, I left the doctor's office. It was around December. This was like 5, 6 years ago, around the Christmas season. Left, went to my office, put in for my sabbatical sick leave, 3 months, and I took off. Now, mind you, I already knew, I had known for over a year that I was burning out. I was burnt out. I was out. And life is, working is it's like your operating system. When you are working so hard, what you find is you keep on adding on more garbage work. And it's not, people think, oh, it's because you're working hard, not smart. No, I work very smart. I'm very efficient, in what I do. But my mantra at the time was, please don't hurt the player, get in the game, which was, a twist on don't hate the player, hate the game. I tended to say get in the game, and it was just, now that I think about it, it's funny, but I thought it was so cute. But what I eventually did was took my sabbatical, but because it was during the holiday season, continued fasting about, what we needed to do, etc., etc. And January came in, and my kids went back to school, and I started sleeping. It was hard to kind of like work towards not doing anything, just, bumming around, if you want to call it that. But then once I started sleeping and trying to regain my energy, oh my goodness, I slept. I slept for every day, all day. I would just wake up, see my son off to school, then crawl back into bed. I couldn't do anything else. My body needed it. And then I would wake up when he's coming back at 3 o'clock. For a whole month of January, all I did was sleep. Then what I also, uh, then that month I slept and resisted all temptation to default into finding other things, because remember, I'm an entrepreneur. There's always something to do in your business. Resisted the urge to do that. Then the other thing is I took off, traveled, and went home to my mom. And the nice thing about my mom is she's the kind of person, she's a very peaceful soul. She meets you where you are at. If you want to engage, she'll engage. If you don't want to be bothered, she'll let you be. And so going home to Zim allowed me to just step off as a parent, step off as a head of household, step off and be responsible for other people. And mind you, I've traveled before and I always take my laptop with me, and I'm working remotely while I'm traveling. This time didn't even open my laptop, and I just sat and reflected and continued resting. And I could feel my body coming back, my mind coming back emotionally. And I was reflecting what I needed to do. And I made the decision. And those are the insights that you get when you are still for a minute. And I made a decision. I will go back, and before I go to work, I need to clean out. I need to empty my storage of all this clutter that was in it. I also realized while I was there that uh, my time is valuable. And I really appreciate the freedom of me owning my time than money. Yes, the money is good, the income is great. When you are making it, it allows you to do certain things. But I had to make decisions that there are certain things that I don't need in my life. So I need to downsize, I need to scale back, I need to be more efficient. And sometimes I also need to outsource certain things instead of thinking that I can always do it myself. I decided I was going to delegate. So I came back and I cleaned out uh, all the unnecessary activities that I was doing, both in my businesses and in my job, cleaned out my house, furniture, food, you name it. Started changing my diet, slowly but surely. I mean, we had been working on it, but with these habits, because they're habits, you relapse or you get caught up and get distracted with daily minutiae. But this time I was actively and consciously doing it. And then the other solution was I learned to say no. And the funny thing about saying no to people is they they get hostile, they get aggressive, they get nasty, they get uh, all sorts of energy because you are setting boundaries that they are used to crossing. Like I used to entertain a lot. Come to my house, you have a good old time. I cook, I always have some wine, I feed you everything. It's fun. It was fun. And then, I commiserate, talk about your problems and your children, your husband, whatever. I stopped doing that. And Yeah, a lot of people dropped out of my life, family, friends, and colleagues. I was like, sayonara, bye. And then the other thing is, you start realizing and understanding about your self worth. You know, resources. I pulled back on giving away my resources for free. Somebody called me, oh, I want to pick your brain. I'm like, really? I'll send you my daily rate. And the moment you say to someone, I'll send you my rate per hour. Because one thing I do is I do coaching as well. But I'll do coaching for free. All these things that I would give people for free, you know. And I was like, no. And then people when they want to visit, oh, out of town, we want to come and stay, yada yada yada. I have a hospitality business. I would send them a link to my listings and say, well, this link is available. Why don't you just book? And they would have called me and say, oh, I'm coming to the New York area and I would like to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Yada yada yada. I would send them the link and say, book here. Next thing, no show, no call. And then I would hear, oh, they were in New York. They never called me. They were only coming to see me because I give free accommodation, free food, free drink, everything good, first class, 5 star. So those are some of the things that I started thinking seriously about my self worth, you know, because I had been working in my income ventures, all of them. Yet I was not thriving and my health took a toll. So those are some of the things I needed to clean out and learn to say to people, no, 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 or pay me. If you want me to do this, you're going to pay me. And this is how much my time and intellectual property cost an hour. And you find that you weed out a lot of people that are smooching on you or that are getting freebies. So it helped me in my life to reset and reflect and go into that situation. And at the end of the day, you have to do what you think you should be doing in your income work habits to make sure that you are regrouping and you are not compromising your health to the extent that I was compromising my health because I was going after all these uh, other rewards. In actual fact, that were not rewards at all because without your health, you've got nothing, you know. And so I just want to say to you, if nobody tells you they love you, I do. Ciao, ciao.